The Life and Death of Richard Wiseman is a radio play. It was written and directed by Harry Page and chronicles the later life of a 21st century businessman and founder of a charity, Richard Wiseman, who is living in London. In episode 2, Graham Davis is being investigated as the prime suspect in Richard's murder by the Metropolitan Police.
This is Detective Chief Inspector John Wilson, Head Investigating Officer in the murder of Richard Wiseman. Suspect is Graham Davis. Can I ask Mr. Davis to confirm it is he who I'm speaking with?
Yes.
Thank you. Right, first things first, I'm compelled to reiterate that you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given as further evidence. So, Graham, I'm going to need a confession, because we know it was you know it was you, and we have evidence placing you at the crime scene, and we know you have reason to want to harm the victim. So with that said, I'm going to need to appeal to your empathetic side here and ask you to sign this confession for me to get this final bit of paperwork that's stopping me going home to my wife, my dinner, and my favourite TV show. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes. But I want the record to state that I will plead manslaughter still.
So to confirm on record, you're saying you did kill Richard Wiseman?
I suppose I am, yes. But not on purpose.
Well then, take me through the events in your eyes, and maybe, if I'm feeling nice, we can help you plead what you want. But I make no promises to you up front.
Well, first, you need to know that I'd never hurt anyone. I know I did kill him, but it's not in my character, and I need my conscience as clear as possible, and I believe still I am not a killer. But if I was, and gun to my head I had to kill someone, then I'd want it to be him.
But there wasn't a gun to your head, was there?
Well, no.
So if you're as morally good as you say you are...
I am.
Okay, let's say you are. Why am I heading up a murder investigation against you?
Because he deserved it.
And why is that?
Because he was a bad man.
But he never killed anyone, Graham. You have.
I didn't mean to.
But a man is dead and it's on your hands. So, for the last time, why did you kill Richard Wiseman?
Well, it all started when I was on my way to work, and I walk past his building every day on the way to work. Because it's on the way, not because I stalk him.
Okay, carry on.
So it's Friday morning, and I'm walking to work, and I see him.
Outside his building?
Yeah. Is that... It is. Make this look natural.
Watch what you're going.
Richard Wiseman?
Do I know you?
I hope so. It's Graham. Graham Davis? I worked under you at...
Oh, yeah. Graham Davis. Hi. How's your wife? You were married, right?
Yeah. She's fine. We're okay. She's healthy, at least.
Oh, well, good. That's good.
You know, I'm glad I bumped into you. I wanted to talk to you.
I'm sorry, Graham. I really have to get upstairs. That's my building.
Oh, so it is. Sorry, I forgot you're a businessman, not just a man with 5 charities to run.
That's all right. Got to keep them running somehow, and, you know, at this point, I've got a good team running them all for me. You know, you were there.
Yeah, of course.
But I have to get going.
Yeah, no, of course. There's this meet-up with all the odd people from the staff, and some of the people that are still there, and me, of course. You may have heard from, like, Susanna. She kind of organised it, and it wouldn't be the same without the founder of the charity, of course, so you should make an appearance.
Yeah. Okay, that rings a bell. I'll think about it, but I'll make no promises.
Okay, well, I'll hold you to that.
To what? I made no promise.
Yeah. So you did. Yeah, see you later.
Maybe. Bye, Graham.
Bye, asshole.
So then what happened?
Well, I'm thinking this dude's always been, well, you know.
Let the record show that Richard Wiseman was not necessarily a great guy.
Thank you. But I want the record to know the history we have. It's not that he's impolite, because I get from a case perspective that someone being rude and all that isn't a great motive for...
You to murder him.
For suspected manslaughter.
So, Graham, why did you kill him? Because we know you did.
Well, I knew him, obviously, before this, as I worked for him at the charity, and one day I come home to my house after working for him, and he was supposed to come in and speak to everyone, rally the troops and all that. But he didn't show, which was bad in itself because it's a charity. I was one of the few people who was actually paid there. Everyone else was a volunteer. I just had a more senior position, and it was my only source of income.
So what, you go and confront him about this not being great professional practice, and he what, fires you? So you hate the guy and push him out a window.
You think? No, actually, that's only part of it, smart detective man. I come home that day thinking it's weird him not showing, and Susanna, the only other paid staff, is too nice to say anything and will just give him the benefit of the doubt. So I decide tomorrow I'll call him up and begrudgingly have a chat about it all.
Okay.
But all that changes when I get home, and he's the furthest thing from my mind when my wife isn't at home, which I think is a bit strange as she's usually home by then. Then it gets later, and later, and later, and she doesn't come home. So I wait up for her until she comes home middle of the night drunk and says she's been at a bar building up enough Dutch courage to come clean.
Alright.
So it turns out that she's been sleeping with Richard ever since they hit it off at an office party I brought her to.
Seems like a lot of office parties.
It was Christmas, alright? Just...
Sorry.
So she's been seeing him, and so she comes home and tells me that she's going to leave me for him. So we have a fight, I sleep on the sofa, and then she calls him in the morning to come pick her up, and they can start their life together, but he never shows up. Still, the damage is done. He's thinking it's just an affair. She wants to divorce me and live with him. But it wasn't to be, obviously, at the end of the day. I move out and crash on my buddy's sofa, and then I confront him about all of this the next time I turn up at his office on Monday. And I say all this stuff about him being just a total...
Yep.
And he just wants me gone, to feel guilt-free, and he can deny any wrongdoing of his own character. So he just fires me, and that's it. So I'm homeless, jobless, it's all the fault of Richard. And the worst part was, I'd idealised him. And the worst part was, to a point, I idealised who he was on the surface, and at the same time, my wife, despite all her faults, was my best friend, and I can't even talk to her about it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Davis.
Thank you.
So, all this anger leads to the night of the office party, where you're the one who now needs Dutch courage.
Yeah. Richard turns up, I'm drunk, and confront him. We take it outside, on the balcony, not to fight, but to get some fresh air, and I say all I need to say to him, get it off my chest, and then he mutters something under his breath.
What did he say?
I don't know. That's the funny thing, I don't even know. All I know is that I've said my piece, and I hear this sound of him just seemingly giving something snarky, and it starts this rage in me, and I just had to hit him, which is all I wanted to do. I turned back around, and I punch him in the face, knocking him down, and when he falls, he hits his head on this, glass coffee table, this thing, right on the corner, and it breaks his neck, and that's it. He died.
Okay. I'm sorry. Graham Davis, you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
That was episode 2 of The Life and Death of Richard Wiseman. It was a radio drama production with the part of Richard Wiseman, played by Ian Curd, with Graham Davis, by Jay Andrews, Detective Chief Inspector John Wilson, by Thomas Ludley, and God was played by Holly Turner. This radio drama production was written and directed by Harry Page and produced and edited by Katrina Peacock.